Let's go. Oh, this is fantastic. This is fantastic. All right, boys,
This is going to be good.
and we'll get a few. We'll get a few other boys in here later as well, just
Oh
to
yeah, we'll get the lads in.
get
Well, it's
the.
up. It's your show,
It
So
is my
you
show, but
you call who
I'm
you want in.
I'm keen to talk with nearly everyone because Fox Sports could be watching, and if Fox Sports could last minute be like, oh, we've missed out on some good talent here, some good presenting talent. Maybe we should sign him up. What filthy clickbait, Matthew is Matty's the new Jake Paul. How dare you, Vexed?
There's
I have
some
a
there's some
joke.
heat. There's some heat on the Victory Twitter, I believe, and
Really?
I'm hearing that.
Well, here's a good first question for you.
Mm.
Well, no, we'll ease into that. That's more of a controversial.
Okay, all right.
But
Well, okay, I'll play. I'll play it as I
yeah,
can.
what are your thoughts? What are you feeling?
All right. Look, obviously excited. We're this is the most exciting thing that's happened in the last 10 years of FIFA in Australia. Nah, probably the last 2 or so years. We've had the changes in regional qualifying and stuff, and it's been difficult. But this is the beginning, I think, and by all accounts, from my understanding, this could be a very long term thing. So I'm pretty excited. Let's be honest.
Yeah, are you taking it 1 week at a time?
Am I taking it 1 week at a time?
Yeah, 1 week at a time.
I'm taking it moment by moment
Yeah,
as we speak.
Are you sticking? Are you sticking to your structures?
Look, the structure. Look, as a stream normally, as you know, I'm a big fan of the water. I actually cracked open a solo and
Ooh.
drank that. So a little bit off the rails there on my
Oh.
usual standards. But no, ready to go. How about yourself? You were watching it. Was it of interest
See,
on your end?
the problem was it was quick. It was a blink and
very
you'd
quick.
miss it. Stream.
Yes,
It went for
it was.
15 minutes, and I was just like, okay, well, I thought they'd go into more detail, and I thought, I thought it'd be a bit more detailed than what it was.
They spent they spent about 15 seconds on me, which is probably the longest. Honestly, though, they spent like what felt like an eternity just talking about me when they didn't really speak about anyone else, which is a little disappointing because, like, I'm not the only one that's competing in this.
I think
Like, we have a crew.
yeah, exactly. I think this is not a negative, but they need to build a story around each person because they need to make sure that people are invested in their players. You can't just be like, here's Joe Blow playing for Brisbane. You need to be like, here's this person. He's been playing for so long. He's been to these events. He's competed here and there. Build up the person, and then even build up drama, build up feuds.
Yeah,
Speaking of feuds, what are you thinking about the Victory? Signing players, not actual pro players.
I have no issue on a marketing level picking Mitch Austin. I mean, he's obviously injured. Like he is actually injured. So it's not like he's missing games or it's not like they're, you know what I mean? Like there's an actual, I guess, theory behind it in that sense. I think there is some questions to be asked of the second player, but I'm not going to be the one that's going to be asking those questions.
Very true. Very true. Or I don't know if you can comment on this one. But what are you thinking about how the decision to have no Kiwis in the competition?
I've said this openly, and the FFA said that that I could speak openly about some of these things. I was in the conversation with them. When was it? Was it Wednesday or Tuesday? And I said that I asked about that, and they essentially said that they were still working out the logistics. And from my understanding, they didn't make that decision until late yesterday. This is the understanding that I'm under about that. So, I mean, they've obviously looked at it on a logistical, financial, and there's no Perth players, I don't think, either, if I'm correct. So
I think you're spot on there.
I think so. They're looking at cost. They're looking at hours flying, obviously looking at health concerns in that sense. If a player is coming in off a long flight, coming in to compete, I mean, there's plenty of ways to look at it. I would like to see some of our best players in this comp. Honey Badger and Airborne potentially would have been pick 1 and 2. And obviously, I'm sure there's some Perth talent that I haven't actually seen. I don't know that we're from Perth because I don't know where people are from. You know, you can only have a guess. So I'm sure there's some talent, and it's a little disappointing. But we have what's in front of us, and we need to play ball now. We need to beat who's in front of us. You know.
That is exactly correct. Exactly. Who do you think is going to be your toughest challenge? Who do you think?
Jeez, I'm actually very impressed with the Xbox side. In general, that is actually quite full on.
Exactly, because Mitch Austin has also switched his allegiances from PS4 to Xbox. So that's another spanner in the works.
I mean, there's many theories behind that that have already been raised. You're looking at players that I almost play every week in the weekend league. You know, your high flyer, your footwish Jamie. You know, we've got Kyron. You know, we've got Marcus Gomez. You know, we've got Onoa Goat, Sama, who hasn't. I don't believe Sam has actually played heavily this year, but he was a regional player and a very good player last year. So, apparently Bossia Hickory is really good as well. Mitch Austin's there. I mean, obviously I want to beat Mitch Austin. But it's a very good, talented team line up here, and I don't think there's going to be any easy beats. I think it's all going to be incredibly difficult. I'm terrified of seeing Kyron in real life. We have some good battles, so some good players. There's some really good players on this list, and this is not going to be easy at all.
Definitely not. There's quite a few. I've played a few of them, and they are extremely good because I'm terrible. So. And they've given me a flogging. So they are. It's going to be interesting. What do you actually get to wear the top when you're playing? So you go to Sydney, don't you? Every Thursday.
I believe the plan is Sydney every Thursday. And it will be live streamed via Twitch.
On Twitch, yes.
Which is actually really cool. They're going to do on Twitch, which is awesome. Helps with the audience, I guess. I believe, as they said, it's like a 2-legged thing. So I'm not sure exactly how it works. I haven't looked into the finer details. But I am of the understanding that pretty much every player is going to be fully kitted out in the gear and stuff, which is pretty kind of cool, you know?
Yeah, you can even wear boots, maybe. It might be a nice pair of boots.
I'll stick with the thongs. Thanks, mate.
The thongs. Hey, don't ruin the superstition. That's exactly it.
Exactly.
Oh, no, it's good to see. It's good to see people in the Twitch community getting picked as well.
Yeah.
It's not just randoms. Like, there is a few that I've never heard of, but that's nothing against them. Like, it's not. I haven't heard of them. But there's a few.
I mean, I haven't heard some of those PlayStation players, but they're good. You look at their records and stuff; they're good quality. So,
what are your thoughts on myself getting picked by the Gold Coast?
Unbelievable. I thought that they obviously got the name wrong on the live stream. It's actually a secondary announcement they've got to bring out. Obviously, it's that big. Look, at the end of the day, as long as you pass in the DKT, it looks like you're going to make it through. So, we're in business.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly it. I had a personal meeting with Clive Palmer. He's very excited. I'm also excited. I have no gear to wear. I have to just rock up in whatever I'm wearing because they have no money anymore. But no, it's going to be fantastic. Maddie, are you a Brisbane Roar fan now? Rhino asks. I support anybody. I support everybody. Girthy's asking, what do you think? Thoughts about Girthy being signed by the...
Who was Girthy signed for? Did I miss this?
Gold Coast. He's been signed by the Gold Coast as well. Jazz, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated, man.
Shit,
Unbelievable.
I know. They've actually gone
I was
right
unaware.
out. I'm still waiting to hear about the North Queensland Fury. I'm still waiting to hear about their player.
I'm a little concerned that there was a name on the list that I won't repeat on your stream, but they had some underscores in the middle of it. Let me put it out there to say it probably shouldn't be on this list. There's a name that's just really not appropriate.
Can you put it in Discord? I want to read it actually.
I can just give you the link directly.
That'd be great. I just want to have a look at it. I won't say it, but I want to actually have a look. So it might
it's
give me a
pretty
proper
awful.
chuckle.
It's pretty awful.
I did see on the list there was someone called Communist Cookie, and I thought, that's a bit.
No, that doesn't cross this line. I don't think. I think this line is another level.
Oh, here we go. This will be properly good.
He's not good.
Okay, let's have a quick look. Is it Grim?
Grim.
Oh wow! Oh, okay. Yeah, that one's not good. That one's not
is-
good
That is not good.
because I didn't, but it took me an extra second to work it out. To be honest, I thought, that's not that bad, and I was like, oh yeah, that's not
Oh
good.
yeah, not good.
That's
I
not
mean, I
good.
heard there was another name that they did entirely. I'm not going to repeat on the stream, but I did hear it directly, and I thought, geez, that's some good screening they did there. Not like it wasn't obvious, but there was some pretty bad ones that they actually had to screen out. So
Yeah, so they should.
yeah,
Dean has, it's not really a question, it's a statement. I'm looking forward to the Master Bucks outstanding commentary. Aren't we all, Dean? Aren't we all? I am certainly am, that's for sure. Anyone in the chat want any questions? I'll relay them to New Zealand Knights. Well, we're still going to find out. We know for one thing that they will be not signing New Zealand players in New Zealand Knights because they just can't afford it, the poor beggars. So hopefully there's news coming out soon for it.
hopefully.
Let's have a look. Is there any questions? Yeah, so if you want to send me a question, Cripsy, are you a Gold Coast fan now? Rhino asks because I have been signed by the Gold Coast. So
Oh yes, I've definitely, of course. I mean, anyone that supports the community and is obviously they're paying the big bucks obviously for Matty, and the very least I can do is commit to getting Matty Essendon on the back of a Gold Coast shirt. So
I would absolutely
lock it
love
in.
that. If that actually did come, if someone could find a Gold Coast top on eBay and have put Matty Essendon on the back, I will wear that every single day the rest of my life. I reckon. I'll wear it to my wedding. I wouldn't even care. Yes, Cripsy, name a Brisbane Roar player and go.
Eric Beltek on the left. We got Mr. Mackay Brown. We got oh God, help me. I mean, I've rolled off 3 there at least, at least 3, just straight off my head. Give me a break, right? We got at least 3.
Well, you're gonna.
Is it Baltec? Is it Baltec? Or is it Baltec? Okay.
Alex Cripsy feels any pressure representing the best state in Australia and the most successful team in A-League history. Ooh, any pressure?
I mean, look, at the end of the day, what I'm gonna say is that I'm gonna represent whoever picked me up. I'm gonna represent the exact same way. Passionate. I'm excited. I've had a conversation with the Raw. Obviously, just a pre-screening thing, I guess, and absolutely pumped. These guys they're really interested. They ran their own comp to pick my teammate, old mate Dino. So there is plenty. There's plenty of excitement for me because they're just as excited as I am. So for me, the Brisbane Roar are really second home right now. That's all I have to say about it. Really.
So here's a question about the picking of the team. Like it's on Ultimate Team, isn't it? So is there any restrictions? Do you have to pick an A-League player in your Ultimate Team? Is that one of the requirements, or is it just whatever you want?
I believe you need this rule isn't official, but from my conversations I've had with a numerous range of people, that you need 3 players of the team you represent, and they have to be defense, midfield, and attack. So
Wow,
that's just something that now that's not confirmed. I'm just going off like what I've heard the entire time throughout this process. So it may change.
wow. So there you go. There's some information that you might not hear anywhere else.
Yeah,
This could be used on news outlets, boys. Just remember.
it's big stuff, isn't it?
It is
Bullshit,
groundbreaking
Barry.
stuff. double T. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Cripsy, sorry, Vex, I'm not asking that question because I'm not asking that question at all. What else is there? There's nothing in the chat.
No, that's okay. Well, what I hope is that this brings more content for someone like yourself. Like, you obviously you're not you're not going to be competing, unfortunately.
Just say it. Just say it. I'm not a good player. Just say it.
No, I'm not here to shit on anyone. I'm here to say that I hope for yourself. This is because I know that you've been wanting to get back into FIFA. You know, on a personal level, just because of the changes and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I hope just for you, you're able to bring in some, it'd be some fresh new content to talk about as well. And say like a Thursday night, you could talk about matchups and stuff like that. And I mean, it's all up to you at this point, but I just think it's kind of cool that for the Twitch community that are directly impacted, there's some more content to go off.
Thursday night streams are going to be mint, boys. Every Thursday night for the next few weeks are going to be absolutely mint because the anticipation, and I'm going to have to try and look into it, but maybe I can add my commentary with it. I'm sure there
might be some legal problems around that, but it could be.
It could be fair use though. It could be fair use.
Could be
fair use. So I might try and see if I can work my, because that's what we need is my special touch. So, mind you, Fox Sports could be here. So if Fox Sports here, hi, I am available for commentary. Just hit me up in my Twitter DMs and I'll get back to you. That'd be fantastic.
Brilliant.
Chrissy, when you saw your name read out, how did your family react? That's a very good question.
They were pretty pumped, I'll be honest. I think you need to... after all these years being in the community and competing at events and stuff, and then like actually representing a team is a pretty big deal for I guess anyone. And my parents have been taking it a bit more serious probably in the last 6 to 12 months. And so they were pretty excited. I think my dad commented I think something on the lines of like he must have a pretty good family or something like that. Or he must have awesome parents or something. I don't know, but he was definitely trying to bloat
and gloat,
bloat and boat, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that's it. Gloat and boat.
Can you confirm nor deny the main prize is a Happy Meal from McDonald's? So can you confirm nor deny?
If that's true, I'll take it. I'll put that out there now. I'll take it. I mean, what a time to be alive. I mean, I don't know what the prize actually is. I potentially, and this is a rumor, and I don't have any facts. All right, this is not fact at all. Potentially, it's qualification to the final of the EA Sports, like FIFA, like the whole thing, wherever it is, at the end of the year, or like near the end of the cycle of FIFA 18. Now, I don't have confirmation, but I believe that's in the works.
RTT can confirm that the prize is a Happy Meal, so that is pretty good. That is pretty good. You get
Mr. Is that Mr. Dublé? I love that guy. I love that name. It's the Dublé.
Dublé. Beautiful. MLS are doing that. Oh, so it's probably following the MLS sort of.
Yeah, I think it might be.
Yeah. Your dad commented on the video with a purple dick emoji. That's called an eggplant, guys. That's it.
That is an eggplant. That's true. That is an eggplant.
An eggplant. Oh wow! Sorry. Is there any other information that's come out? The tweet's banged. Like this clickbaiting's been fantastic.
I'm glad to hear that. You know what's banged more, and I'm not trying to blow my own boat here. I've had over 100 likes on my tweet.
Wow.
And the next closest is 20. So I'm going to put it out there to say that the Twitch community is getting right behind it, and I love it. And I thank you guys for pushing this out, because go team, right? Let's go to the Raw, and let's go Raw, and let's go
Wellington.
No, I was going to say Clive Palmer's Gold Coast.
Yes, Clive Palmer's Gold Coast. Yes, I am. Yes,
exactly.
Playing for the Gold Coast, which is going to be fantastic.
Mr. Dublé just said Western Sydney are going to beat the Raw. Get out of my face, Mr. Dublé.
Already
watch out. It's on.
People are already forming allegiances to certain players.
I've heard this rumor, and this is the last sort of tidbit of info before I let you go.
Oh, somebody clip this, because it could make it news outlets.
So obviously Mitch Austin has changed platform. If I do get the opportunity to beat him, I'm going to shake his hand. But before I go to shake the hand, I'm going to say, you should have sat on PlayStation, son. And then shake his hand. The game ends. and the banter is over after the shake of hands, and we move on. Am I right?
Wow. Wow. That would be controversial. Controversial. And the mic would have dropped. Imagine him just sitting there in his moon boot going, what am I meant to do? Like, how am I meant to combat that?
I think this league needs some banter. You know what I mean? Like
does.
you've gotta fire it up a bit and make it exciting. I think that's what we need.
Cripsy, if you played Melbourne Victory in the final, just what would it mean to you to beat them?
Oh mate, got to make the final first. Let's
get through the round one, boys.
let's play it one round at a time. All right. That's all I'm saying. One round at a time.
No, can we all agree no one's going to support the Shady? Well, here's the thing. Let's put it in wrestling terms, guys. Let's just put it in wrestling terms. Everybody else is Stone Cold Steve Austin, and the Victory is Mr. McMahon. They're the establishment. They're the establishment. They're the pretty boy. They're the ones that kiss the ass of the boss to get further up in life. We all dislike the Victory. And Fox Sports, you can quote me on that. You can quote me on that if you want to write the.
I'm not in that. I'm gonna.
Hey, you want some
reel
banter?
myself out of that one.
Well, you want some banter? Let's start some banter here, boys. Victory are the heels. The rest are faces. The old baby face. No, they were trying to search some of these people on Footwiz and not finding them. Well, no, see, some of them.
That's another conversation to have, though.
Yeah, but some people have been locally selected, so.
There's some names that are not you're not going to find on on Footwiz. That's true, and they did say that from the beginning. Like that was always a stipulation. Is it's not always just results for the picks. But I mean, you look at the most of that list though. A lot of them are there, and a lot top 50 region of the region. So I think that most of the picks are absolutely justified.
Yeah, and this is just an opinion, and it's my opinion. The only fifth that would, if it's a local selected player, that they could, I'm not saying they're going to, but there could be situations where you go, and they might win the whole thing. Like we don't know. But there could be embarrassing situations in one side of the fair. And then that's when, How long are you signed for? Is it just a year?
I haven't actually, I haven't seen a contract per se. Like a write down, piece of paper. From my understanding, and this is just the general gist of what everyone's kind of going with, is it's the first season. And then when the second season begins, some clubs may be able to go back and be like, we want this guy again. He was really good. Or they might, move on. So I think this is a really good opportunity for if you're playing or even if you're not competing, this is a really good opportunity to put yourself and get yourself involved with the community. The FFA in particular, we're looking heavily into a lot of names that were on these lists. And the ones that even weren't on the list, names were being thrown in left, right, and center. So yes, there may be some names that people don't agree with, but there may be some things that you may not see, or they may not have obviously spoken about all of the reasons why someone might get picked. But I'm going to put it out there to say they've done a pretty good job considering where we were 5 days ago with that list.
Yeah,
like a week ago with that list, and you look where we are now. I would say we've seen an improvement.
It's weird as well, looking back on that list. It's very weird. That leaves more questions than what it was before, after what's happened, obviously.
Yeah.
Very, very weird, but well.
I did hear that there was more people watching the ELeague live than the Socceroos coach
announcement
discussion.
Wow.
I believe. So that's what I'm hearing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Turns out I need to make friends with pro players to get signed up. Well, you see, that's why you could see a future commentator myself. Like this is pretty much gonna be a show reel to Fox Sports. I'm probably gonna send this out tomorrow, and Masterbucks could be out of work because they're like, we need to sign him up.
Sign him up.
Look at the frame in the background. It's perfect. It's perfect, boys. Just don't live in New Zealand. See, well, or Perth. Yeah, well, Perth have good wage, So Perth have a good standard of living. So I think they're all right in Perth. Kiwis,
Unbelievable.
well, yeah, well.
All right, I'm gonna let you go because my little sister is gonna go to bed very
No
shortly.
problem, no problem at all.
Unfortunately, the dog stayed in another night at the vet. Disappointing. I
Oh.
wanted a big cuddle and a kiss, but I have an emotional side. All right, I do. I love
We
the
all
dog.
do. We all
Yeah,
do.
I love it. I mean,
And-
Maddie, I don't know if I'd kiss you, but I'd at least give you a hug. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
you can kiss me on the cheek. That's fine. I'm sure. There's nothing wrong with that.
I want to see Capra Prize flying in the chat.
Yeah,
That's all.
there's
That's all
nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, guys.
It's 2018.
Yeah, exactly. We're all accepting.
2018.
I voted yes. Did
Exactly.
you vote yes? I voted yes.
You're goddamn right, my friend. I mean, nothing against anyone that said no.
Yeah,
Like,
no, there's anything wrong with it. No, there's anything
Yeah.
wrong with it.
but thank you for having me on.
No problem.
Matty.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, my man. Congratulations once again.
No, thank you. And I'm sure I'll speak to you soon, all right?
Yes, we'll have to talk soon, brother.
We will, man.
See you,
All
my
right,
man.
Catch you, mate. Boy.
Wait. There it is, the first interview with the first A-League player. I'm actually going to clip this up and I'm going to put it on YouTube and it's going to go viral, boys. It's going to go viral because that's what this stream does. We're going to go viral. It won't be long before you'll see me in the commentating box on Fox Sports. Let's just put it that way, boys. Let's just put it that way. But thank you so much, Trips, for coming on.